What's going on, guys? Welcome to Everything Always. My name is Michael Roman, aka Allfires. I just got in from the Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness red carpet premiere tonight in LA. I would say that I just got in. In fact, that is what I said, but I kind of fibbed because I've been decompressing for the last hour or so. Tonight's event was so fun, and I'll talk about that at the end of this video. Got to see a lot of my friends and content creators that I know well, Cosmic Wonder, guys over at Real Rejects. I also have the funniest story about Aaron Foss from New Rockstars. He actually sat right next to me at the premiere. Actually, the entire YouTube corner, we were all in the same spot. I also got a chance to meet Kevin Feige, shake his hand, and talk to him for a second. I'll tell you guys about that at the end of the video. In the meantime, I'm going to review Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. Absolutely zero spoilers. Don't worry, I will not tell you a single detail or spoiler about the film, but I do have several critiques about different aspects of the film, both good and bad. I'm going to rank it amongst all the MCU films, tell you where for me it ranks. I'm also going to give it a ranking 1 out of 10, and then talk about some specific aspects, again, spoiler free, about what's going on with the direction, the feel of the film, what the film set out to do, and if it actually accomplished that. We're going to break that all down. My name is Michael Roman. This is Everything Always. Whether you just started following me or you've been with me since Infinity War, we do daily Marvel content at the channel. That's all we do. If you're into that sort of thing, leave a sub, hit the like button. You guys know what it is. Okay, so Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness is a Doctor Strange film. It's also a Scarlet Witch film. The MCU using one film to develop two arcs is nothing new. Just see Captain America Civil War, where you had huge development for both Tony and Captain America in one film. Same can be said here for Scarlet Witch and Doctor Strange. That is ambitious for a 2-hour film, especially for characters that have been around as long as they have. It attempts to do that. Does it succeed? Yes. I think in a literary critique sense, the film sets out about who is your one version amongst an infinite multiverse of versions. What choices can you make in the face of what you do most of the time, what your version is like across the multiverse? And while I think that that can be dangerous in a lot of aspects, it is a toast to the writer, Michael Waldron, who's worked on Rick and Morty, so is familiar with this complexity, and also wrote for Loki. He did a great job penning the script, and then Sam Raimi's direction really enhanced that script, which is what you want. You want those two to work, because quite often when they don't, it doesn't make a good film. You can tell that Sam Raimi's touch on this film in its entirety is there. I am a fan of the grotesque. I am a fan of the visceral sort of shooting that Sam Raimi does. I also like to think that some comic book movies can be fantastic and they can be ridiculous, even though Marvel has found success taking these fantastic stories and steeping them in realism. And that's why we have such an affinity for Marvel cinema, I think maybe in the first place. Marvel cinema in the past has not wanted to embrace formalism, which I talk about seldom at the channel, but formalism not in formal like a black tie, rather formalism in the form of film. And Sam Raimi has always used his cinematography and scene cuts in a formalistic way, and they allowed him to express that truly Sam Raimi style of filmmaking in all aspects, the visceral and brutal nature of some of the frames and shots, and the way it's all staged. I will say this is a dream film for a comic enthusiast. There is no way we could ever get a film like this if we hadn't already had the Infinity Saga. There's no way we could even be watching a Multiverse of Madness film unless the Infinity Saga was as successful as it was. And so in that respect, you sort of want to give it reverence and bias, because as a Marvel fan and a comic fan, I'm just so thrilled we're here. But I want to give my ranking and some of the things I want to say critique style about the film. I think the film is a bit messy. I think it could have been no other way. I think the things that it serves to do as a multiverse film maybe didn't expose the multiverse in its vastness the ways that I actually expected, but rather really focused on the characters. And so that's not a critique and really the negative or a positive. It's just to say that in a story that maybe could have gotten away from itself and maybe the Multiverse of Madness title, where you're like, oh, this is just mad, it actually remained quite grounded in the characters, and that's a good thing. Where does Multiverse of Madness, though, amongst this bias and all my critiques, where does it rank amongst all the Marvel films? Did it make my top 10? And what's my ranking out of 10? Okay, so there were only 2 films that have a 10 out of 10 in my ranking. That's Guardians of the Galaxy 1 and Captain America Winter Soldier. Very close behind them is Thor Ragnarok with a 9, and then Infinity War with a 9 as well. And then Avengers Endgame, for instance, like Spider-Man No Way Home, get an 8. 8 is my highest ranking outside of cracking my top 5. I liked this better than Spider-Man No Way Home, and I think that this film is easily a top 10 Marvel film, and as a comic book fan, maybe one of my favorite comic book movies ever. I am so thrilled that the MCU has gotten to the point that they can do films like this, and this film makes me yearn for the future and nostalgic in so many ways. I really hope they retain Sam Raimi to do Doctor Strange 3. I love his touch in the MCU. Guys, this film's fantastic. It's absolutely amazing. I can't wait to see it again. Okay, all right. First of all, I did get to meet Kevin Feige. I got to shake his hand, tell him what a fan of the MCU I was. Said something along the lines of speaking on behalf of the fan base, just that couldn't be more thrilled that he's in charge and that he's still in charge and that we can't wait to see the future. Asked him about that retreat that he mentioned. He said they actually just got back from that, so that retreat had happened, and then I said, hey man, I can't wait for the future. It was brief. That was in the theater after our phones were locked up. So they take our phones, so I wasn't able to take a picture with him. Of course, ran into all my content creator buddies, Soups, Cosmic Wonder, Greg Alba, The Real Rejects, Eric Voss from New Rockstars, who ended up sitting literally right beside me at the premiere. In fact, the entire YouTube community was up in one corner of the section in the theater. Eric sits down and literally whipped out a pen and pad and a backup pen. This man had a pen and a pad ready to go to take notes through the film. You want to talk about on the clock, always working, grinding for you guys, and that's why it's top notch, and that's why New Rockstars are New Rockstars. This man had a pen and a pad, and afterwards, when we left, he busted out the pad and showed us he might have taken 20 pages of notes. It wasn't legal letter big, it was like a smaller pad, but this man had note after note after note. I honestly couldn't believe it. Eric, you're incredible, dude. It's also hilarious. He busted out a pen and a pad at the premiere. Guys, I cannot thank you enough. Thank you to Marvel and Disney for having me there, but I cannot thank you enough for the support of the channel. Each and every one of you, I ran into so many of you who said hello tonight, and I literally I get so emotional about it. I can't thank you guys enough for your support. It really means the world to me. I couldn't express it enough. I feel like if I just did every video saying it, you guys would get annoyed at me. I cannot thank you enough for your sincerity, letting me share my ideas, my thoughts, my reactions, my theories with you guys. I could not be more thankful. And to each and every one of you, please don't hesitate to DM me on Instagram. Don't hesitate to reach out if you ever need to talk. I really try to connect with as many of you as possible, and there really just isn't enough time, and I wish that there was. In the meantime, I love each and every one of you. I will see you tomorrow for the Moon Knight watch party. Oh, that's right, the Moon Knight finale is tomorrow. That's wild. I'm actually going to Vegas. I'm going to Vegas to hang out and party. You're like, why are you going to Vegas? Well, Soups' event is on Thursday, the Soups fan event. I'll be back in LA for that. If you're going to the Soups fan event, please come say hi. I'll be there. Shout out to my boy, Soups. Tomorrow with the channel, we'll be live for the watch party. Or not tomorrow, no, you guys are gonna see this tonight. Well, it's just technically tomorrow. I'm delirious. It's late. I love you guys. Multiverse of Madness is an 8 out of 10. It's probably 8 out of 10 on my Marvel top 10 list too. Might go up, might go down. I love you guys, peace.